Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to July's speaker series. It's great seeing everyone this evening. For those who have not attended in the past, Drappeau Lab Speaker Series is a monthly event where founders and leaders share advice on how they overcame challenges, capitalize on their target market, develop their products, providing you with actionable insight for your own products and processes. For more information, you can find us online at drappeaulabs.org under our Speaker Series tab. I'd like to thank our sponsors for this evening's conversation. This free event is presented by Drappeau Labs and is sponsored by the Harold Alphon Institute for Business Innovation at Thomas College, Valley Beverage, and Bricks Co-working and Innovation Space. In addition, this conversation is being recorded and will be available for later viewing on our YouTube channel. This evening's conversation is presented by Joan Drappeau, co-founder and CEO of SlicPix. In this speaker series, Joan will discuss how SlicPix is revolutionizing audience participation through their cutting-edge platform that seamlessly integrates multimedia stories, social sharing, and convenient call selection. Yeah, pass it on to you, Joan.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here tonight. What I'd like to do first is introduce myself and my co-founder, Benoit here. Let you know a little bit about us, and then we're going to go a little bit into the consumer's journey and the online experiences and the problems that businesses have with the online journey. From there, we're going to go into a little bit about what SlicPix is and what we are specializing in and where we're heading. So with that, I'm gonna see. Oopsie. Sorry about that. So this is Benoit and myself. We are the co-founders of SlicPix. We met in India in 1991. Since then we took bicycles. We took a bicycle from Texas to Tierra del Fuego. That's the image that you see. Our big adventure right now is to scale SlicPix. And so what we are passionate about is to change the way people use images online. We help businesses tell their untold stories and teach teachers and students, help them learn. We are now focusing on interactive maps, which we've been doing festivals and fairs of. Our big goal is to help businesses that are ethical and sustainable to be able to tell their rich stories. So that's really the focus of why we started this business. So the consumer's online journey. First of all, we're going to talk about the touch points. So as you can see, we go from awareness, consideration, purchase, service, and loyalty. And these are some of the main touch points that are out there. Of course, you got the word of mouth, and then the email, and then the website landing pages work into the consideration. This is really the core of the consumer's journey, right? Each one of those spaces, each one of those touch points brings the consumer further into the point where they're going to be purchasing. And of course, those touch points are so important to be able to bring the consumer to the next phase, And a lot of times businesses will forget that last phase, that once after they've done the purchase, then the post-purchase is just as important as pre-purchase as well. So digital marketing channels, there's the three classifications of channels. There's earned, there's paid, and there's owned. And of course, what we're focusing on is the owned, the website, and helping businesses with the touch points on a consumer's website. So let me go further into here. So the way that it works is you can have either a multi-channel marketing or an omni-channel. The omni-channel is something that links all of the different channels together, whereas the multi-channel one is product focused and it's single trips between the consumer and each one of those. Now, what SlicPix does, it focuses on the omni-channel and brings the rich stories from the socials, directly attaching them to the website and sort of bringing everything together as one, which we'll go into in a minute. Okay, so as a content marketer or as a business, you really need to, have a persona of who it is that your market is, right? So first you listen to your buyer's persona, then you decide on a theme or a topic that they would like to hear. You create content, you promote the content, of course, you measure it to see what's working, and then, of course, you repeat what's working and what doesn't work. So that's pretty much the cycle for a business to be able to communicate with their customers. There's 113 types of online content. Basically, it all comes down to text, image, audio, and video of some sort. So it looks overwhelming, but it's not that bad. So some of the problems that are out there. So the first one is engagement rates, right? You need to engage your customers to be able to move on further down that funnel that we just talked about. The problem is that the average attention span right now of a human is less than a goldfish, right? So put that in perspective. How long does it take for your website to load? And when they get there, are they going to see what they wanted to see right away, right? You've got different personas that are coming to your website. You need to be able to give them something that is attractive to them right from the get-go. Search abandonment, different than cart abandonment. Search abandonment is they didn't even make it to the cart, right? They haven't gone that far. Google estimates over $300 billion in the US alone every year is lost from search abandonment. And as you can see, 85% of global online consumers view a brand differently if they've clicked 5, 6, 8 times to try to find something that they're looking for. I've been there. I don't know. I'm pretty sure many of you have been there. Click 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, you say the heck with it and you're gone, right? And 64% of US retailers have no clear plan to improve this. And this is where we're going to help. Website navigation. Once they get to that website, how many clicks is it going to take for them? So they've got queries, they've got categorical menus, they've got search bars, they've got all these things, and each one of them adds a friction point for them to continue to move further on, right? So then they've got, as we talked about, the multiple channels. They've got one channel going from social, one channel going to the website, etc. They average 130 web pages a day. And that's part of it is because they don't have any patience anymore to wait for something to load or, you know. So here's the multiple personas. Another very big problem. You don't know what kind of person is going to be coming to your website. I mean, you can do the personas and figure it out, but you're going to have multiple personas coming to your website. If you can actually personalize the visitors, their experience on your website, you're at 55% going to increase engagement. Conversion rates are going to increase by 51%, and so on. So you're only going to benefit by allowing multiple personas be able to take their journey that they want. And then, of course, there's Instagram, which is a huge problem because Instagram wants everybody to stay on the platform, right? So it's big. They have a one link off the platform policy, unless, of course, it's an ad, and that's in the bio link, right? So that's a huge problem because this is a huge market. I mean, it's very, very popular. Obviously, everyone knows that. Okay, and then you've got the Google updates. Recent updates have been horrendous for businesses for SEO. That's one of those channels. SEO is one of those channels in the awareness, the very first stage, right? These updates have been horrible for businesses. As you can see, this was taken from some of the Reddit posts. You can see what's happening to some of these businesses. You know, they're going along quite well, and all of a sudden they just drop down to nothing. And these are actual posts from Reddit. And then what is SlicPix? All right, so SlicPix takes an image and makes it interactive. So then each of these items on this image become a touch point. So you can have multiple personas. Somebody that's interested in the scarf, somebody who's interested in the shirt can then take action without having to go to that search bar, without having to go to that menu, where after 2 or 3 times and they can't find what they're looking for, and they want the one that was on that image, they say the heck with it. So this is what the main thing that we do is we help that user experience once they get to your website. So engagement rates, let's go back across these. Engagement rates, interactivity increases engagement rates by 94%. As you can see, it cycles through, they get excited about it, they want to touch and see what else is interactive. It increases your engagement rates. Search abandonment, $300 billion loss. We're trying to help businesses capture some of that $300 billion. Touch on it, you can have a story, you can have sharing, you can have a call to action. Of course, the social sharing we'll get into in a minute is going to help increase the website traffic as well. Website navigation, like we just spoke about. You've got the menu, you've got the search bar. Wouldn't it be great if you can just touch and buy, learn, and share from each of those items on that image? Personalization. How many different types of people are you having? You've got Mr. Busy, Mr. Lost, Mr. Worried. You know, we've got all these different types of people. You can have a certain amount of, personas for each one of those, but can you really answer what they're looking for when they get to your website? So SlicPix, the galleries, right? So one click from Instagram's bio link, you use the link and it brings you to the website to a gallery which looks just like Instagram's gallery that which you just came from. And now that gallery, every item on every image and reel is now clickable, right? In one click, they can have that journey without having to go try to search for each of those items on the image, right? Here's a fun fact. SlicPix has not only survived all the algorithm updates, but it has been rewarded by it. So as you can see, we're heading in the right direction. And websites that have SlicPix integrations were also unaffected by that, the update as well. Using interactive images and SlicPix technology helped drive user engagement and created a key differentiating factors for these businesses. So how does it work? All right. So first of all, is the SlicPix Studio where you can collaborate, you can invite people with simple email, you can create, you can publish easily, promote, and then analyze. We're going to go into each one here. So an simple email invites whoever you'd like. It could be teammate, agencies, web developers, whoever it is that helps you create your stories. Making images interactive is very simple. You pick a color, you outline the item, you save the segment, and you attach a story that you've created. Could be a story, could be a link, could be whatever you would like it to be. How do you publish it on your website? Okay, so this is a very simple, very, very simple procedure. We have a smart link on the SlicPix platform that you simply copy and bring it over onto your website builder. Come in next month, we will be launching on WordPress as a plugin. So you'll be very easily be able to subscribe and be able to use our technology right through WordPress next month. But until then, we have our storytelling platform, and it's very simple, easy. Take it, and anything that is linkable on your website builder, you would just use our smart link and link to any of the images or content you have on your website. And then the promote. Okay, so you can, all the stories can have, this is a social sharing block. So any person that comes along has their Facebook open, they can click on Facebook. The image that is a theme image from the story is put onto their wall. They say, check this out. They publish it onto their Facebook. Then all their friends have to do is click on that image and they're brought back to the website to that story open. So they don't have to search anymore. The search is the killer. Analytics. So we do have detailed analytics of trends. As you can see, this particular story was launched on 3 different websites over on the side. So you can get the analytics from each one of those websites. It had bubbles. So which bubbles got the most engagement? Which ones had somebody answer the call to action, and which one was shared on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. So in closing, this is why businesses love SlicPix and why consumers love SlicPix. The collaborate, create, publish, promote, and analyze, as we just went through. And then, of course, the seamless journey without those searches. Now, what's new with SlicPix? So what we've done now is we've created two products. One is Interactivity Studio, and the other is the Story Wizard. We've just talked about the Story Wizard. Interactivity Studio, which it will be launching on WordPress in another month, is direct to consumer product that people are just going to be able to go on the directory of WordPress next month and subscribe and be able to make their own images interactive. And it's just the interactive images and the bubbles that can have the calls to action image or video on those bubbles. So we've split our offering into two. We made it very, very easy to use the Interactivity Studio, and of course the Story Wizard if you are interested in having some more content. And this is what it would look like to make an interactive image, an image interactive on Interactivity Studio. And then, of course, we've got the Story Wizard on the bottom. What are key differentiating factors from who is out there already? So first of all, we have some other competition that does hotspots and things like that on images. We do have a couple that are colored interactive segments. So that's one of the key differentiating factors. We've got we host all of the stories on AWS. We have multi-level interactive images. So example, if you're in education, I'm just going to use this as an example. You can have an image of a person. Let's say you touch this part of the person and you go into the heart, and then you can go into the left ventricle or right ventricle. You can go into the valve, you can go into the blood flow, all the way drill down into subject matter. So we've been using that kind of our technology in interactive maps very well. We measure engagement, as you saw. We are ADA friendly. And then we also have the integration of AI, which will assist in story creation. Pricing, we have Interactivity.studio. So we're in the process of refining our pricing. So this is what it would cost for Interactivity Studio. We have our basic plan. You can, of course, you will have the watermark for SlicPix branding. And then, of course, you can go into the pro, the go big or go home pro. So, and then this is the Story Wizard one, where we're heading right now. This, of course, we're refining all of these right now. So these are our interactive map sub segments that we've been doing. We've been doing festival and fairs. We're doing the interactive lobster festival coming up next month, end of this month, I think it is. So we're just starting with that one. These are our current customers. So you can see the lobster festival right now. And these are our future customer segments that we can use. And these are the links where you can go and you can try it out for free. And demos.slicpix.com has a bunch of demonstrations of content that we've already created. And then interactivity.studio, you can make your own image interactive without signing up or anything. So, and that's it. How did I do? Oh, sorry about that, guys. We got a typo. It's slicpix.com/demos, not demos.slicpix.com. So sorry about that. All right. You got a question?
Yes. Thank you so much for that presentation. It was wonderful. Relative to the projects you started, like Startup Week, what scale of a project is that like for you guys in terms of time and capacity? What does it look like to put that together and roll it out operation wise? Yeah, what's the scale of the project for you guys?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. So for like the startup map, they had the map already created. It's an easy map. I just you drag it into the studio, you outline each of those buildings. At this point, it was a building, outline the buildings to make them interactive. And then they knew exactly what they wanted to happen. So it was a matter of about maybe a couple hours and that map was up and ready. So there are some that, you know, if they don't have the content quite ready, then it's a little bit more lengthy of a process. If I have to go fish links to businesses, then that, of course, that takes a lot longer than that. Scalability, of course, that map can be scaled. Once the map is on that website, it's created on AWS, so it can scale to any demand. So let's say that that map went viral, AWS will help it scale to any demand. So.
I mean, just as a follow-up, one of your examples was almost kind of an LOE type image where you could, you know, touch a jacket or a shirt.
Yeah.
Wonderful opportunity for the consumer, and for the business, but do you see this kind of map creation and kind of events as a new product line for you and almost kind of a diversification of your services? So I guess the question is, versus what your traditional customer, maybe you were, what are events and maps?
Yeah, so, right, if you look at the technology doesn't change, the customer changes, right? So, like, we're going to be doing a demonstration to a very large retailer coming up next week here in the state of Maine, and their e-commerce, right? So, so it's the same technology as the map technology. The messages to that particular customer change. And that's really the key, is the messages. And that's the part where we need to have a little bit more bandwidth to be able to create messages to, let's say, education, to e-commerce, to the interactive mapping. Now, the interactive mapping it's been fairly easy because there's not a lot. I mean, you can't really have a festival map made with Google Maps, for example. So it's a real sweet spot for us right now. It builds traction for us, so people then now know, hey, that technology, we can use that for e-commerce as well. You know, shorten the consumer's journey. So, and for the mapping, the festivals and fairs, it's really cool because if they get that map up on their website early enough, then people can see all of the different venues that are happening, or they can plan their visit to the festival before they even get to the festival. They say, well, I really like that music that's going to be playing on the stage at 11:30. Let's hit that. And then we're going to go to the bakery over here, or do this, that, and the other thing. So that helps them with that journey before they even get to the festival. And then after they get to the festival, after they've been there, all the links to, let's say, the vendors, right to their website or their Facebook pages, that helps to increase the conversions for the actual vendors themselves. So.
And I think the maps have been really good. One aspect here that has been really helped the maps is the drill down. The aspect of the drill down. So it's like we made that, for example, where we can start from the whole region. And then for the fishermen, they can think for lake, so they're interested in data, so that, that interactive map is in place right now. And we can keep on. So that's PhD is not out there. So that's really been a good point.
Right,
Yeah.
and yeah, we did talk to Mike, who was in charge of the Mid-Maine bass. And he was very excited because he got some great feedback from some fishermen that said they spent 3 extra days around Great Lake, Belgrade area, right? Because they had some content there. And we do have on that particular map, we have the ability to make each one of the businesses on the main street of Belgrade applicable. So then they can know, hey, I want a sandwich from Hello Good Pie or whatever that be. So it includes not only the lakes and the fishing, but those fishermen may want to go grab a sandwich for lunch. So.
And just percolating thoughts, and love to see like ski maps and like trails do this.
Yeah.
Lots of course on retail points like sales, but like you or decisions.
Condition.
That'd be very good.
Yes,
That's the thing, is that there is no.
It's relative to the fisher.
Yes.
The sky is the limit.
And it's the same technology, but it's yet another different message that we have to come up with for a ski lodge versus the fishermen, versus the e-commerce, versus, but same product.
It looks like my, just said, but yeah, well, there's been interest from the real estate development because we do bed and breakfast. So, right, that's what you were
Yep.
mentioning?
Yep, they shared the map with, I guess, realtors that do Airbnb in the area. They gave them the link for the map to them, and they've had some interest in that site too.
So it's kind of just expanding on its own.
Mhm.
Joan, I have a question, what about integration? Is your product work with every, website platform?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes, absolutely. And that's actually been, this was a struggle for a little while, because every website builder is its own and has some differences. And finding a common ground for all of them is has been possible. So, the breakthrough there was to create what we call a smart link. So what happened is that any anything there is every website available to anyone
Smart link.
put on the page, on the website. So anything we can give a link to, you just put that smart link. And
is that
then.
like a plugin?
Huh?
Would that be like a plugin?
That's on the link, actually.
Here.
It is actually, just actually showed you here. You copy that link, and here you are actually on, Shogun, Shopify. It's a builder for Shopify. You're on Shogun, you put that link, send an email, so you're gonna have a place where you can link out of that email. You put that link right in there. And that's all you have to. It just happened.
Can the business see the back end, activity of those clicks? Is there kind of tracking of that?
All the metrics out there, yeah, and then, of course, depending on the business, if they have developers, events are being raised that they can capture it, but then for exporting, we can. Yeah. So yeah, you can integrate with, you can integrate with Wix, Shopify, WordPress, whatever.
Squarespace,
Squarespace, it doesn't matter.
Framer.
Primer,
What about actual, I see a lot of promotions, marketing now, to videos, like that, say, talk with influencers or Instagram, you see people wearing outfits, but it's a video, then you have to click on the link, and then it's like a store start. Is there any way you can envision, able to make video for someone?
Yep,
wow.
we have, it's not the video itself. We do have interactive video, but what it is, it's, we found that it could be a little intrusive to try to capture a moving image. So what we've done is you can click on, screenshot of that video, take that screenshot and make it interactive. And so if there's some examples on our website of interactive videos on the bottom of SlicPix.com. And on the bottom, you can see a video that's been made interactive of a tour through a museum of a kid playing basketball, and I think there's one other one. But then that screenshot underneath it is interactive, and then that, of course, is clickable to go and buy whatever it is that is on that screenshot.
I think that it's good for videos to provide our brand information. So you're watching a video, you may not want to talk at the side of the video. But if you recognize the frames on underneath it, simply go to video and then you recognize one of the frames underneath. And you understand there is our brand information you can access to from that. You can click on that frame. And then that frame is derived. It's not really making an image, the video is graphic. It's just adding.
Can you elaborate on the ADA accessibility nature of SlicPix and how that works?
Yes,
That's
Yep.
very interesting. So imagine now, it's an interactive image. There hasn't been before. So what means ADA accessibility? So what it has been is actually being able to tap through the elements of the image. And as you tap through, you get narrated what the item is about.
Okay.
So
Screen
it-
reader.
This is the screen reader, you tell the screen reader what, what the item is about.
It is not compliant. I mean, we haven't gone through any of the certifications or anything like that yet. But it could be pretty revolutionary. We are not sure. Could be very revolutionary for people that are, blind, disabled, like that.
So that's why we, on the screen, we put ADA compliant, we don't have.
We do, yeah, so we
We're
have
Just saying ADA.
ADA friendly at this point, but we do have some certifications that we would need to go through to be able to be compliant.
I think I missed this, but, in your presentation, you referenced Google changing its algorithm.
Yes.
I remember reading something about that, this year, but. What was that? Why did they do it? What's the impact this?
Good question.
That's a good question. We made one on one, it's actually ten businesses. It's just business, business is there, like, how business.
What's the impact to you guys?
It hasn't,
How does it make impact?
it has not impacted, as you can see, we have the screenshot of our business itself and the people that are using SlicPix. It hasn't impacted
It
that.
doesn't mean that you won't get impacted if you put SlicPix on the website. We are not the one stopping Google from bringing it down because.
It's like an adjustment on, like, if you search something in the Google query, that's impacting. When what shows up in the queue.
And they have been changing them at a very fast pace. Like, last time, everybody's really upset.
Yeah, you saw,
Keep on Reddit, and
you saw a lot of those screenshots from Reddit. Yeah. A lot of chatter out there about what Google's doing.
one of the other options to do, but we can't read them, it's. And when they're in, but they're like, we can't read them, it's right all the time, or just getting humbled by. It's like,
You're obviously very proficient, familiar with different marketing strategies and platforms, because you're looking to integrate within them. But can you talk a little bit about your own marketing journey and what that's been like, being your own marketers for your own product?
Yes.
roller
It's a roller coaster for sure. And that is the key because, we are a very small team. So our bandwidth is very small. So we have to be, okay, so this segment looks like it would be a very good market fit for us, right? So we're going down this path, saying, is this the right fit? But the reality is there's so many markets that this could be used for. And that is a blessing and a curse all at the same time, because you're like, that one's good, we've got a call from this one or this, that, and the other thing. And so that has been, and when you're a very small bandwidth, makes it very difficult to find that niche, right? And to run with it. And so that's where we're at right now in this particular, the story wizard part, right? Now, the D2C part, which is the interactivity.studio, that's gonna be more self-sustaining. We're not gonna have to be the one making a couple phone calls. We're not gonna have to be the one creating messages and putting it out there. Because that is gonna be located on a WordPress directory, and 43% of the websites worldwide are on WordPress. So, I think at that point, we can do some front-end work with AJ. AJ is amazing. He knows everything SEO. He knows everything about what's going on and in the marketing area. And so what he'll probably do is make some messages, comparing what is on already WordPress and what we do better. And from there, it's going to be a lot easier for us to be able to get capital we need to actually step back and market like we need to be marketed. So I hope that answers your question.
No,
It's been a while.
You're your own developer and your own sales.
Yes, sales, marketing, Yeah,
breadth and.
yes, yeah, and that's, yeah. Yes,
It's in the beach, it was, they started in 37 involved in every kind of wall and everything. And the purpose of it is to build a map. It's a fix. And so you got every week, social media, everything, right? And then you got this big event, and the big phone.
Yeah.
So
we've just been invited to be at the demo day.
That's gonna be.
Very exciting.
That's gonna be what the group is teaching.
Yeah, and that's just going to help us market ourselves with the little bandwidth that we have. Be able to get the capital that we need to be able to market ourselves, the way that we need to market.
Switching gears a bit, have there been any, security, perceived security risks that, you know, that your customers are raising? Like, more vulnerable, sort of controlling the aspect of your product?
So what do you mean?
Other things, have you encountered it, perceived or, like, I guess, real, risks that, the cybersecurity risks?
That's your department.
And as you know, things I say, it's right, for example, this kind of event. There is no, because there is really no, there is nothing that is going to impact the customer. The customer thinks, you know, if there wasn't bread that we have, there would be something that we could impact. It's, we're the sandbox, the customer category. If there is no real communication between the two, right? So there is nothing happening. The only thing that there is we do raise events that the developers can listen to be able to do some behavior and that the user. And that's really the only connection that goes between our voice, which is the customer, and sitting in the real line. So there is no threat. Seen very closely, but if there was any, that would be really good.
Have, like, monthly subscription plans, so somebody's been one of your customers for years, what happens when they stop with their subscription? Those links will shut down.
There's
You
gonna,
can see that still there. It's not. But we don't destroy the website by taking the web itself.
we haven't had that happen yet.
Yes, good thing. Yeah. So, yeah, we can sign.
Mhm.
When it comes to like the smaller one, like so say if you had like a Google image search or you had something that was specific as to like if someone was looking up. Say a brown jacket and they're looking for something specific and it could, you know, pop up a collage. Is there any opportunity in the future where you could embed something into a Google image?
It's Google Images. Yeah, I mean, AI images to start with, so they could actually be a big picked up by Google Images. But having it right within the result as being interactive of
Yeah.
Google Images, that would depend on Google.
That's just like being interactive on social. It'd be depend on if we get permission from Instagram to have posts and reels interactive, right? So that's a maybe in another year problem.
Yeah, no,
Or, right? Yes,
we have to get much bigger.
Yeah.
To even consider. Something and making it interactive on Facebook or.
yeah.
Are you guys looking for investors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, do you have investment banks or? Investment, say, for a while, think about that.
Yeah, we are in the preliminary discussions about investment, right? What does it look like for us? What does it look like for the investor? Yeah, we are incorporated in Delaware and we are incorporated here in Maine. We have two legal corporations. So, so yeah, we already have thought a little bit about that. But now what we need to do is, I think if we went to knock on someone's door to be an investor now, they would say, come back when you have more traction. And that's where we're hoping to get more traction now with part of Build Space. We're probably going to be being introduced to some investors out there, I'm guessing. And we don't know what to expect. We're open for conversations at this point, but we don't really have a plan on direction of where we want to go. But we know that we do, technology moves fast and we need to move fast. And we are not going to be able to do it by one interactive map at a time. Now maybe our DVC is going to be extremely wildly crazy. We're not sure what that's going to look like, but we're hoping so, and then we'll have a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, and what with the reasoning behind the B2C also is that you got different swings. I mean, there's really some interesting customers, like some businesses that realize they need to bring more than this salary that they still bring. They'll just wish they would have it. So they don't have to do it, work for it. And also when it comes down to putting the prolonged panel. But they are more than just something that's much more like the problem. It's not it's still out there. So this is kind of bringing the DJ from the overall we can personas.
And basically, we're trying to make an image more than just an image, right? Use that image to grow your audience in a different way. So, yeah, have multiple touch points on that image is going to be able to increase your conversion rates. And so, in the D2C, with just a small bubble or just even the straight link, I think that's a really good place to start to be able to grow the awareness that we do have even another platform that we can have full stories as well.
And if you got $500,000 pre-seed round, what would you do with that money?
First of all, I think jump it up and down. I'd quit my other two jobs that I'm working right now. I'd be able to have a little bit more time to be able to market the way that we need to market. I would hire, number one, hire AJ. And we have two unpaid interns who have been with us since August. They love the platform and they love to work with us. We just can't afford to pay them and they know it, right? And it's like, you don't have to stay with us, but they're learning at the same time. They would be employees, right? So this is right away, that's a lot of action that we would take to be able to move this needle.
Do you have any sense of how much that would increase the number of users and manpower you need to see those current.
Right, the recurring revenue, right, and so we haven't even gotten to that point yet where we can say, okay, if we add another person, then we can market to X amount of people more, and out of X amount of people more, X amount of people are going to be our customers. Right, so we haven't even gotten to that point yet, because we're just going, we're paying the bills, right?
I'd be interested in, yeah, I guess.
You met them at the show. Yeah, you met them at the show.
Sorry, I didn't got that far.
I guess it's almost similar question, but where would you like to see so that it has like this in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I would like to see SlicPix excel in one of our markets. whether that be interactive maps, whether it be e-commerce. I would like to find that niche and crush it, right? And then move on and branch into education. You know, virtual tours, we've got, online catalogs, we've got, I mean, there's so many different possibilities for this technology. We just need to be able to keep our focus on the one, crush it, and then be able to move on to the next. So in 5 years, I would have hoped we would have crushed at least 2 of our possible markets. And then moved on to, you know, maybe even another one, branching into other areas. Right,
I could see also, it would be very interesting to see that the core integration with the different types of buildings. So it's not something that we would count, for example, with the website and show them what stuff. We would count at the form, I'll show them at the beginning of the activity. Already pay attention. Let's get it right. So I think it's not really. Because the information is so. It's not very. It has.
Any last questions for Joan? Okay, thank you.
thank you.
So I'll just give one last thank you to our sponsors for all the help on Institute for Business Innovation at Thomas College, Valley Beverage, and Brooks Oregon Innovation Space. Have a wonderful rest of your night.